The Rambler Network.
So I've been seeing this fan theory going around lately about the Hunger Games, and the theory is that President Snow rigged the reaping so that Prim's name would be pulled because he somehow knew Katniss would volunteer, and I'm just gonna say it. No, that's not what happened. And more importantly, it completely misses the point of the story, because Katniss wasn't special, and that's exactly why she mattered. So let's actually think about this for a second. Before the games, Katniss was a nobody. She's not famous or rebellious or even on the Capitol's radar. She's just a girl trying to survive in District 12. Meanwhile, Snow is this calculated strategic leader. He manipulates threats and controls narratives. He doesn't gamble on random children and hope they become important later. That's not strategy, that's luck, and Snow doesn't deal in luck. So the idea that he would orchestrate this whole thing around Katniss before she's ever done anything just doesn't make sense. And then there's the reaping itself. Prim's name being pulled wasn't some grand conspiracy. It's the system working exactly as intended. The Tesseract system stacks the odds against the poor. The more desperate you are, the more your name goes in. So when Prim gets pulled, that's not fate. That's oppression and inevitability. And then Katniss volunteers. Not because she's part of some plan or because she's destined for greatness. It's because her little sister's name got called. That was impulsive and emotional. And honestly, if you want to see the exact moment where everything changes, it's not even the volunteering. It's Rue. When Rue dies, Katniss does something the Capitol never expected. She decorates Rue's body with flowers and speaks to the cameras. She treats Rue like a person. That doesn't sound revolutionary on paper, but in that world, it is. Because the entire point of the Hunger Games is to turn these kids into entertainment, to strip away their humanity, and Katniss just gives it back. Here's the thing, she's not doing it as a statement or trying to start a rebellion. She's just grieving. She cared about Rue, and she didn't want her to be forgotten. That's it. That's the whole reason. But then something happens. People see it. District 11 sees it. They don't see a tribute playing a game. They see someone saying, without saying it, "This is wrong. Your children matter. This shouldn't be happening." And suddenly it's a spark. And Katniss has no idea. That's the part I love. She doesn't know what she just did. She didn't plan it. She just did something human in a system designed to erase humanity. And that's what breaks it. Which brings me back to the main point. Katniss wasn't special. She didn't rise because she was chosen. She rose because she didn't just stand there and let things happen without feeling something. And that's way more powerful than any snow planet theory. Because if Snow Planet, then the rebellion is controlled and manufactured. It's part of the system. But that's not what this story is. This is a story about a system so broken that eventually someone ordinary was always going to disrupt it. Katniss just happened to be the one. And here's the irony. When she becomes the symbol of the rebellion, she doesn't even want it. She's confused by it and resists it, and even has to be pushed, sometimes forced, into playing that role. She never set out to be the Mockingjay. But the thing that made her the symbol was the one thing she couldn't fake. She cared, and that's what people connected to. Not some grand plan or destined hero, just a person who refused to stop being human in a world that demanded it. And I think that's why this theory bothers me so much, because it tries to turn Katniss into something she was never meant to be, a chosen one character, when the whole point is that she wasn't. She was just a person who cared at the wrong time in the wrong place, in a system that couldn't survive people like that. And I think that's what people miss when they try to explain it all away with some grand plan. It gives Snow more power. He doesn't need more power. And honestly, I think theories like this say more about how we like to tell stories now. We want everything to connect and have a mastermind behind it. Like it's the Star Wars franchise where everyone and everything is connected. When sometimes the most important things happen by chance to random people.
The Rambler Network.